Project coming up where I want to do some red micarta scales on a custom Swiss Army knife. So I'm going to try and dye these up today. I've got some racing red RIT dye in the liquid form. And then I've got these micarta scales, which are from Taschenmesser Mad off of Etsy. The first thing I'm going to do, these are the natural micarta, which I think will dye up nice. He does ship some sandpaper with, some 400 grit sandpaper. So I'm going to sand off that top layer to get this all nice and roughed up. I also, I bought the wrong scales. I meant to buy the plus scales. So there's only the 2 slots right now. I'm going to see if I can add another slot just by hand to incorporate the pen. But from there, once we get those prepped and ready to go, we're going to try and dye them up, which is what we're going to cover in this video. So give me a second to get these prepped and we will jump back in a moment. Right now that I've got these sanded down, you can see that the texture on the top matches a lot more closely the texture on the edge. And for comparison, there's kind of that shiny back. I also managed to get the groove sliced in for the addition of the pen. Definitely recommend you buying them with that if you want, but I was able to use just some cheap needle files in order to scratch that in, but it did take a while, so I don't recommend that. I'm hoping this is going to be enough sanded down. I think we got through that kind of clear coat, and we'll go prepare the dye solution and figure out what we're going to do for that, and be right back in a flash. Okay, so after considering my options, I'm going to try and go without boiling. So I just have some very hot water here. And then I know that vinegar, whoops, this is just some cleaning vinegar, and salt can help penetration. And then of course the RIT dye. So I've got the very hot water there. I'm going to go ahead and mix in, and this is going to be completely eyeballed. There's probably 2 cups of water there, something like that. And I'm just going to splash some vinegar in there. Drop the cap. Ooh. And we'll do a little salt. Hot water also help dissolve the salt into a solution. Oh, that was not too much salt. Again, we don't have that much to mix up here. And then we'll do, before we go, I don't want to mess this up, so I'm going to stir that up. No, I need to stir it up after the RIT dye. So we are going to add the RIT dye. We'll open that up, grab that off, and I have no idea. We got to be careful here. Why not 2, you know? 2 splashes. It's probably way too much. It's supposed to be half a bottle for 3 gallons of water, something like that. But, you know, YOLO. So, I'm going to mix this up with what I have laying around, which is Swiss Army knife liner. Just get that mixed up. Throw that away immediately. And I'm going to grab some gloves, and I'll put the liners in, or the scales in just a second. All right, gloved up, and I'm going to lay these in. I just want to make sure that they are right side up. So we're going to see, and I'll move them around a little bit, make sure there's no air bubbles trapped. Luckily, what's nice is that bottom side, I don't need to, I'm not worried about the underside being dyed, so I can just set them down on the surface. Now I'm gonna get this glove off, and what we're gonna do now is let that sit. I'm probably gonna go for a couple, I might go for a couple hours. I've seen a lot of different results. If you're boiling it, it doesn't take nearly as long, but because we're gonna go no boil, we're just gonna let that hot water sit and let those soak up as much as possible, and then we will rinse them dry. I think that's it. So we'll jump back in about an hour. I am pleased as punch. This is what came out after 1 hour. I went to check it at the 1 hour mark and thought they looked pretty good. I thought I'd rinse them off and see where the color landed. they landed at this very deep, deep red color. And they don't, and I rinsed them off, pulled them out of the stew and rinsed them off with cold water. And they look fantastic in my opinion. This is exactly what I was going for. Little bonus is some of the sawdust from the sanding lodged in the cross, so that did not get dyed, which I think looks great. I'm going to scrape out probably whatever's left and see if I can get that looking a little bit, make that raw micarta stand out. So we've got that cross nice and bright. But really, really pleased with these. You can see on the back kind of how that lacquer layer prevented it from sticking in a lot of places, which obviously doesn't matter on the back, but that's why you got to sand down that surface. And you can even see, you know, it might be a little darker on the flats, but I think that just turned out absolutely fantastic. So this is going to serve my purpose, and I think we'll see. I'll probably finish it with a little bit of a clear coat just to help protect it, but I'm going to let it dry out completely, give it a few days even, just so it's completely dry and that dye doesn't leach out much more. Super excited. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope that helps give you an idea of how you can do this yourself. It's really, really simple, and actually a lot less intimidating than I initially feared it may be. So thanks for watching. Best of luck on your mods.